of April 29th, and in the famous words of Justin Timberlake, it's gonna be May. So I want to talk to you about the April wrap-up for my cost per wear tracking and my Wear Everything challenge. Now, like I said, I'm filming this on the 29th, and April has 30 days, but I've already picked out my outfit for tomorrow, and I've already tracked that, so the data I'm going to share with you includes this outfit. If you just stumbled upon this video and you haven't seen any of my other content, I am doing 2 challenges throughout the duration of 2026. The first one being that I'm tracking my cost per wear of all of the items in my wardrobe, and I'm trying to lower it from its initial 38 Swedish kronor per item on average down to 20 at the end of the year. This is something that will be affected by how many items I add to my wardrobe throughout the year, how many items I remove from my wardrobe, and also, of course, how many times I use my items, and perhaps specifically my more expensive items, or my items that currently have a higher cost per wear. They don't necessarily have to have been the most expensive items if we look at purchasing price, but they do have a high cost per wear due to few uses. The second challenge I'm doing for the 3rd year in a row, and that is wearing everything in my wardrobe at least one time throughout the year. And here is my update for April. At the end of March, I had worn 51% of my wardrobe from January 1st and up until the last day of March. My goal was to have worn 50% at that point, and I'd worn 51, very good, very happy with that. And I have now, at the end of April, again tracking the outfit I'm going to wear tomorrow on the 30th, I have worn 67.8% of my wardrobe, which my goal for a 3rd challenge I'm doing, which is the 75 hard style challenge, which I'm doing between April 1st and June 14th, 15th, somewhere around there. My goal for that was to have worn 65% of my wardrobe by mid-June. So I am ahead. I have surpassed that goal already now at the end of April. As for my cost per wear, at the end of March, I was sitting at 32 Swedish kronor on average per item, and again I started the year at 38. So it had gone down by 6 Swedish kronor in the first 3 months on average, which is very good, and I'm very, very happy with that. The math I did at the beginning of the year said that I'd have to lower it by 1.5 Swedish kronor on average per month to get to my goal of 20 at the end of the year. So getting it down 6 over the first 3 months is very, very good. However, like I mentioned earlier in this video, adding things to my wardrobe, or paying for things, buying things and adding them to my wardrobe, will affect my cost per wear. But on the other hand, wearing what I have and also adding things for free will lower my cost per wear, because then the total sum spent is divided on fewer items. And last week I put up this video, which was a clothing swap video where I went to 2 clothing swaps in one weekend and I swapped some clothes. And I brought in 6 items into my wardrobe, which means that the total amount spent is now divided on a bigger number of items and thus has been lowered. And the items I brought to the swaps, I had already removed my wardrobe last year in a closet declutter type situation that I was doing, and so they weren't part of the spreadsheet. They have now not been removed from the spreadsheet because they never entered the spreadsheet. And so then what is my current cost per wear on average per item? It is 29. So it's gone down 3 in the last month. However, 2 of those was because of the free items. Because before I added the free items, the clothing swap items, I was sitting at 31. It hadn't really moved much. It had gone from 32 to 31 over the couple of weeks that had been of April at that point. And then I added these 6 items in, and now it's 29. So they certainly did a lot. And that's also interesting to me because of what the items were. It was 1 pair of trousers, it was 2 t-shirts, it was 2 sweaters. I'm counting both the turtlenecks as sweaters, even though one of them especially was quite thin. And then it was the final item, which is this shirt that I've been wearing for the past couple of days and really, really love. And so my categories for trousers, sweaters, t-shirts, and button-downs were all lowered. And these categories are quite varied, I'd say, in both the number of items I have, but also their cost per wear per category. I'll put the numbers for the beginning of the year and the current numbers on the screen for you right now so you can compare. T-shirts were already low at the beginning of the year and they are remaining low. I have now added 3 t-shirts, 2 of which were free from the swap and 1 of them I did not pay a lot for at all, so it hasn't really increased the number, it has decreased the number, in fact. Whereas sweaters and trousers and button-downs have all been steadily decreasing throughout the year so far, and I imagine they will keep decreasing throughout the rest of the year and beyond. But I thought it would be interesting to see the comparison of where I started and where I'm at now with those numbers. Now, I mentioned that my goal for mid-June, when the 75 Hardstyle Challenge wraps up, my goal for percentage worn out of my wardrobe was 65%, and I'm now sitting at 67.8%, or I guess you could say 68%, and so I've surpassed that goal. What about the cost per wear? Well, I'm sitting at 29, and my goal for mid-June is 28. So I'm doing really well with both of those goals, and it's making me think that I set them too low. Again, the free items that I got helped out the cost per wear, however they did the opposite of helping out the wearing everything. Because I added 6 items to my wardrobe, I had to wear 6 more items to wear all of my items, but clearly that is not proving to be a difficult thing for me to wear all the items in my wardrobe, and I'm very happy that it's not proving to be a problem. And I want to wear my clothes, that is why I have them. They're not ornamental, I want to wear them, and clearly I am doing that, and I'm very happy with it. But since I've already surpassed that goal for mid-June, and I'm close to reaching the goal for cost per wear, I think I set both of these goals too low. Now, I'm not going to set any new goals, at least not in this video, for my 75 Hardstyle Challenge. I will just keep doing what I'm doing and hopefully get the cost per wear down to 28 or below. Below would be great. At this moment in time, as of May, I have to lower my total cost per wear by 1.125 Swedish kronor on average every month for the rest of the year to reach my goal. And again, my cost per wear will be affected by how much I wear things, duh, but also if I add things or remove things. If I were to remove all of my items that have a really low cost per wear, that would hike up the total cost per wear. Vice versa, if I get rid of something that has a high cost per wear, that will be taken away from the total and then lower it a lot. And my goal, like I've mentioned before, is not to do an overhaul of my closet. I'm not planning to get rid of a bunch of things, though I do have a couple of things that aren't fitting me or aren't serving me, and I am going to look into that as part of my 75 Hardstyle Challenge. There is a goal to clear out and organize your closet. And hopefully for me that will be mostly organizing, but I do think there are a couple pieces that will be leaving my wardrobe, which will affect the cost per wear. But also as a part of the 75 Hardstyle Challenge, I am on a clothing no-buy from April 1st to mid-June. So my cost per wear shouldn't be going up in May or beginning of June by me adding anything to my wardrobe, because then something's gone awry. That should not be happening. If, however, I remove things, there may be a shift in the cost per wear. I do also quickly want to mention this pair of sweatpants. If you've been here since like October time and beyond last year, I thrifted these in September, I believe. These were a brand new pair of sweatpants, and I rewarded myself, quote unquote, rewarded myself with them because I was doing a bingo board last year of 25 things I wanted to do or achieve or experience last year. And when I got bingo, which happened in September, I hadn't decided what my win was, like what my reward, my price was for getting this bingo. And I love thrifting, and I was out thrifting, and I found this pair of sweatpants, and I've never, as far as I can recall, maybe once, but I tend to never buy myself loungewear. I have PJs that are 7 years old or something. I haven't bought any new PJs or loungewear since then, and I was like, I'm gonna get myself these. And they were 99 Swedish kronor. They were brand new with tags, and I thought it was a little bit expensive, but they were also brand new. But also, would I wear sweatpants? I don't know. I'll try. They were really soft and comfortable. I can report back now that about 6 months into having them, I have worn them 88 times. 81 of them have been this year. And we are now about 120 days into the year, so they have been worn a lot, and I'm very happy that I bought them. But those are the stats that I'm sharing with you today, my April stats, and I'm very happy with where I'm at. We are also now definitely in spring, although like it's been frost a couple mornings, but then the temperatures have really picked up. And tomorrow it's going to be about 20 degrees Celsius, which is going to be lovely. It is going to dip again next week, but not terribly low. And it's just really exciting that spring is here. And I think 3 days this week, or the last week and a half, I have actually worn bare legs. Like I've worn a dress or a skirt with bare legs. And it's been incredible. To be fair, I haven't spent a lot of those days outside, but still, we're getting there. We're getting to spring and eventually to summer, and I have pieces in my wardrobe that I have yet to wear because they are more summer appropriate, or at least outfit combinations that I haven't built yet because I want warmer weather for them, and I'm very excited to be getting there hopefully soon. To be fair, summer could hold off until like July. That has happened before, but it's looking pretty good, and I'm really excited to have warmer weather because I miss it. And also it's getting so spring-like and green and lush outside, and it's really fun. But that is all I have for you today. Thank you so much for watching. I would love to hear in the comments down below if you have any suggestions for what number I should race my goals to for the duration of the 75 hard style challenge. If you want me to race either of them, like the cost per wear or the wearing everything challenge, or neither of them. I don't have to race either of the goals. It's nice to be ahead of goals as well. But let me know any reflections you have on this video in the comments down below, and I'll be back with another video soon, so I hope to see you then. Bye!